Welcome back. So February is American Heart Month, and one woman is using this time to encourage us to protect ourselves and those around us.
Heather Baker has lived to tell her story and now works with the American Heart Association to get to the heart of what needs to be done in the fight against cardiovascular disease.
The scary thing about sudden cardiac arrest is it can impact anybody.
Heather Baker is one of them.
I was 28 years old. It was my first year as a school administrator. And I woke up feeling pretty normal, tired, a little bit of a headache, but nothing significant.
It was 2018 and she was at work.
I was in a bunch of meetings and I walked into my last meeting of the day.
She had eaten lunch, was laughing and joking with colleagues.
And suddenly, mid-sentence, felt like I was going to be sick. So I took one step towards the door, my heart stopped, and I dropped dead immediately of sudden cardiac arrest. So I went face first, hit the table, and flopped down on the floor on my back.
The wife and mother of a toddler thought she was dying.
I was gasping for air, twitching, kind of rolling around. My colleagues in that moment were stunned, obviously, and startled. And one of them said, "I recognize that. That's agonal breathing. I think it's sudden cardiac arrest, and we need to do CPR."
They called 911, and the superintendent jumped into action.
Bill, the superintendent, was doing CPR. One of my other colleagues went and got the school's AED, and then they used that AED to shock my heart 3 times and brought me back to life with that.
What's even more remarkable, many of her colleagues had just been CPR trained only 1 month before because the superintendent, a former Marine, believed in emergency preparedness and encouraged it.
Less than 10% of sudden cardiac arrest victims survive.
Heather was hospitalized in a medically induced coma.
My family was told that I would likely never walk or talk again on my own.
She was diagnosed with drug-induced long QT syndrome, a disorder of the heart's electrical system. It was likely due to a medication that in some can cause a depletion of potassium, which helps to guide the heart's electrical system, which in Heather Baker's case affected her heart rhythm.
Because my colleagues had had training in CPR 1 month prior and they knew what to do and they acted so quickly, I did survive and went back to work just 2 weeks later.
She is now a school principal who is also CPR certified and teaches others. And Heather worked with the American Heart Association on a bill, now a law, that requires Illinois schools to have cardiac emergency response plans and for staff to learn hands-only CPR and how to use an AED. But
it is not a law for all schools to have CPR training at this point in time.
But Heather is grateful this Heart Month.
This month, I celebrate and honor everybody fighting heart disease.
She hopes we can one day all be ready to respond within the first 3 to 5 minutes to give cardiac arrest victims a fighting chance.
My hope is that everybody learns CPR and AED, even if it's just watching a video. I think it's the right thing to do as a community, as a nation, that we all are a nation of lifesavers working to protect one another, and in the times of need, bring each other back to life.
So inspirational.
Great story.
It makes you watch a video. Hi, Mark. Hey.